Dear human being, beloved soul, I welcome you to my podcast series, Conversations with the Universe. After a near-death experience, my perception of our human existence changed profoundly. I became more sensitive, with all our known senses. I feel more intensely, see people with different eyes, and often take a different perspective on life and our challenges. In my books, I share these altered perspectives and all the knowledge that has flowed through me since my near death and thus record it. For all those who are searching for something more, for the meaning of our existence here on Mother Earth. And it is now a great pleasure for me to share this knowledge with you in this way as a supplement to my books. This season I am dedicating myself to my very first work, the basics of being. I wish you many wonderful insights on your path. Thank you. Love.
First, a quick note about my network, SPINE. This is short for the Spiritual Network and is the first global social media network for holistic knowledge, awareness, spirituality, and above all, a bridge between providers and seekers. I invite you to join us and connect with me there. Feel free to look around, find lots of podcasts, events, healers, but above all, lots of inspiration to grow. It's free. But now let's start with today's episode. Letting go, the key to powerlessness, the highest art, and thus the final key before the next level of consciousness is letting go. Being able to detach oneself from the good as well as the less good, from positive as well as negative experiences, or from well-meaning as well as unfriendly people, is a high art of being. For saying goodbye always demands all our attention, all our will, and all our strength. Letting go is never easy, because it represents the final stage before a completely new state of conscious being. It is once again one of the hardest tests, but also one of the most important keys to being. It is the key to powerlessness, because reversing the energy that has shaped your path to this point requires a decision within you, the firm decision to be able to let go of everything. And that is when you begin to take another decisive step into the elasticity of your consciousness. With the experience of letting go of everything you have created so far, a tremendous transformation takes place within you. You're unfolding. And how could it be otherwise? Of course, you can only obtain this key once you have learned and applied all the other keys. In order to be able to detach yourself from things or people, you should first have achieved the following. 1. Know yourself well and know exactly what you want. Be aware of yourself. 2. Be open to new things and continue to open yourself up. 3. Be aware of the connection and maintain it with everything that is. Connect consciously. 4. Bring things into the world. Shape, move, matter. 5. Despite resistance, continuously hold on to your own goals. Let time work its magic. 6. Give and surrender. Find balance between working and enjoying life. 7. Respect that others think and feel differently. 8. Love or don't love. The 9th key serves to recognize, in following the call from within your heart, what is still holding you back from experiencing the freedom of flow, the longing for inner fulfillment, the feeling of being one with everything. The decision to love and to be a giving, compassionate being drives this impulse until you realize what is still holding you back on your path to yourself. It is mainly material things that hold us back. Houses, cars, money. But sometimes it is also people, obligations, contracts, or promises. However, here on the earthly plane, you can use your willpower to release, dissolve, and replace everything negative, everything that holds you back, to balance it out. This is how you transform. This is how you create new paths, new directions, new impulses. Curiosity has moved you to the outer edge, into the densest matter. And the longing for the wholeness of home is the counter-movement from this state of inertia and paralysis back into the vastness and flexibility of your original energy. But movement also means detachment from what holds you back. You know how important it is to balance energetic entanglements such as promises, curses, or other created negative energies. Balancing such energy knots requires a powerful impulse of counter energy, and this happens through letting go and thus transforming the energy channels. You can choose whether to withdraw and reduce your consciousness to such an extent that you can actually experience the illusion of separateness, or whether to expand and extend your consciousness to such an extent that you can reach the state of the source again. Detaching yourself from everything that holds you back and slows you down has nothing to do with the separation I have been talking about in a cosmic sense. This separation is impossible, as you know. Nevertheless, we enjoy the wonderful possibilities of gross materiality here on the time and space line, where we can actually experience spatial and physical distance from one another. This experience creates the possibilities to expand the individuality of each soul here in this form of expression as a human being, according to its own parameters, while still remaining part of the whole. Above all, detachment, as the cosmic premier class, can be experienced relatively easily here on the earthly plane. One only has to gain distance. This wonderful possibility of our gross material plane gives you every opportunity to recreate the balance of emotional entanglements and entanglements here and now in this ego consciousness, thereby correcting the unbalanced traces of your being. What a magnificent opportunity to balance not only the negative energy channels of our current ego consciousness, but also the energy channels from other incarnations. Distancing yourself from material attachments, a place, a house, or even a person can be so infinitely helpful in recognizing forgotten truths within ourselves more clearly and ultimately releasing all the inhibiting attachments. It is very important to me to state clearly and unambiguously for all people in this world that this form of distance, i.e., spatial separation, can be a healing act, especially and exclusively if the person who is to carry out this solution was not doing well beforehand. The only questions you need to ask yourself are therefore, am I doing well? Am I happy? Do I want to continue living my life exactly as it is? Until I die? Is there something or someone that is making me ill? For all those who are so caught up in their ego that they cannot clearly see the answers, I offer this advice. Pay attention to your body. It is your most honest friend and indicator of precisely these answers. If there is an illness that has been causing you headaches for years and seems incurable by conventional medicine, then you have already received the honest answer to these questions. There seems to be something or someone in your life that is making you sick. Be vigilant, because even if it is only a minor pain today, it can cause deep wounds and deep pain on the timeline in many years to come. Every day that you do not listen to your body will make it cry out louder until it completely slows you down. If your body is healthy, but you are dissatisfied with a circumstance, a person, their actions, their words, or other things, react immediately, because they have the power to change you without you really being able to control it. Do not underestimate the power of thoughts. They are matter, and if they are unfulfilled, full of anger, aggression, lovelessness, or emptiness, they can make you sick in the long run. You should do everything that helps you change this now and let go of it now. But if you can answer the question of happiness with a yes, then you have become the master of your life. Then you are the creator. Then you have discovered your full creative power within yourself and allowed it to grow, unfold, and be applied. And then you have brought something wonderful into this world. Find a solution gives us the answer to what exactly that can mean. It is a call to detach yourself, above all, from what does not make you happy. It is a call to dissolve unpleasant energy channels that inhibit your further development. But you can only find solutions within yourself. Everything you want to solve, you must first solve within yourself. You know the laws, and you know how they work. That is why a solution to something or someone can only ever come from yourself. If you encounter a problem, something that slows down your growth, something that makes you unhappy, then only you can take the first step to change it. Nothing will ever change in your life if you don't initiate it. For a person whose consciousness has expanded and opened up, recognizes more and more quickly who is positively disposed toward them and who is not, and dissolving these connections, which were previously neurotic and illusory, will become easier and faster for the person. Basic trust in God, and devotion leave no room for doubt as to whether acting from the heart is right or wrong. Therefore, please recognize the potential of letting go in your life. It will be inspiring for you to leave behind the old, the things that inhibit you. New spaces will emerge in which you can meet new people. But all this can only happen if you can let go of the old. Ultimately, you have to decide that. This key of powerlessness is also the key to a decisive leap in consciousness to a new level. Letting go of one level brings about the transition to the next. Here, too, it is energies that you transform. The energies of your thoughts. Energies do not disappear. They cannot die, but they can transform. The old is transformed into the new. Nothing is lost. It is only transformed. And you have learned and experienced everything you need to know through the other keys. So don't hesitate. Be brave. Even at this point, make your decision here and now and trust in this moment. Life will always go on, but it will go on even more beautifully if your highest goal is always to be happy from the bottom of your heart. And when you are happy, you want your fellow human beings to be happy too. Life is too short to waste it being unhappy, but at the same time, it is long enough to fill it with love, loving moments, creative impulses, and helpful gestures until the treasure chamber of our soul is filled to the brim, full of experiences, full of bliss. If anything is holding you back, it is only your own fear of going down this path. Only you are holding yourself back, no one else and nothing else. It is always an incredibly interesting experience to meet people who have actually become such masters of fear that they believe leaving the old circumstances as they are is a form of love. Not letting go of a person who only criticizes you, a job where you receive no appreciation for your work, a place where you always feel uncomfortable, or situations you would prefer to escape from. None of this is love. In truth, it is only the ego consciousness that is at work here, making an illusion so real that it completely forgets the divine spark within us and makes us believe that this state is the only true reality. Unfortunately, my experience has also shown me that many of these people are not looking for a solution at all because they are not willing to let go. They are not willing to move their consciousness. They are not willing to be flexible, loving, and giving. Everything in them clings to the existing circumstances, even if they do not really fulfill them. But nature is consistent. If a person does not live in harmony and in the fullness of connection with everything, the body will perish. Not letting go of old, unhealthy patterns and entanglements, therefore, always comes at a high price, and the price is illness or even death. To summarize, dare, have faith, open your heart, feel your life, the connection to everything, act, decide freely, and follow your path. Walking always means putting one foot in front of the other and repeatedly lifting one foot off the ground. If you cannot let go, nothing in your life will change. Never. Then you have chosen stagnation. Let go of what is holding you back. Detach yourself in order to move on. With this in mind, thank you very much for your attention. Until next time, thank you. Love, Carpe Vitam. Thank you very much for listening, and I would like to remind you to join our community Spine. We are a community that wants to help you live a healthier life, practice your spirituality, and expand your consciousness. We help you find and connect with healers around the world, and we help you give your life a new meaning in different ways. We are Spine, connections that help.